Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
We have another episode of Why YouTube, where we're talking
That
about
we do.
creators today.
Oh, creators.
Creators. I got it wrong. I thought it was
Yep.
content, but it's content is next week. This week is creators.
Yep.
So
Yes.
where are we going to start with this, Jamal?
All right. So I think the first question is this. I think we all know the general definition of a creator on YouTube. I think we kind of all know that someone who has a channel and uploads. But what do you think of as a creator? Like, what is your definition of a creator?
Okay.
And Jackie, you can go first.
All right. My definition of a creator is someone that does their research, does their due diligence, comes on to YouTube and kind of steps up, not really as a leader, but as a leader to have the conversations, create videos, give the information out, and works hard at putting out content for everybody to watch and enjoy.
Good answer.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm on Family Feud. Good answer.
Josh, you're next.
I am. I agree. Like, as a creator, you want to give out good content and like be the not necessarily leader, but be a spokesperson, sort of. It depends what kind of content you make, I guess.
I feel like I agree with that. I think that creator is kind of broad, kind of maybe where we're going here is whether or not someone does it professionally, so to speak, versus a hobby. I would consider myself more as a hobby creator, not just because I'm small, which I give a crap about, but just because I guess that's what I want to be considered as. And I don't think a more professional creator necessarily means bigger. It just means maybe they're more professional in the way that they operate their stream, operate their channel. I'm not very professional.
Me neither.
I can agree with that, JC. The thing is, I really believe that anybody that is chosen to put themselves out there and create content on a channel, regardless of what it is a creator. You're doing something, whether it be for a hobby or professional, whatever the other category is, you're still a creator. So, you've chosen to put stuff out there, put your voice out there, put cartoons or, talk show or videos, anything, whatever it might be. Whether you do it for a hobby or fun, like I do it just because I like it. Kind of like a hobby, definitely not professional. Just learning as I go, putting my fingers in a bunch of different areas of it because I'm not sure. I wanted to represent me, and I just happen to be multifaceted. I haven't stuck a bucket, that I could put it all in. We just call it that's why it's just my name because it's just me. But I feel like I'm a creator. I don't think the size matters, big or large, whether you're professional or not. Professionalism, I think, is it's an attitude. It's how you do it. It's not, the category. You know what I mean? It's whether you take it serious, putting your best foot forward and trying to learn the ropes, the rules, the regulations, and getting it done. But I do also feel like it's a hobby because it's fun, But I definitely think that anyone putting anything out is a creator. If you got a channel and you're putting it out there, I mean, even if you have a channel and you're putting only your home family videos and all that, you're still creating, right? And isn't that the term, creator? You are creating something for others to look at and enjoy. If you make it public, you're a creator, period.
Absolutely.
Mine's real simple.
I agree.
YouTube creator is anyone who uploads a video. I don't care if it's 1 or 1,000. You're a creator as soon as you push that upload button and a video goes up.
Yep. You entered the creator game.
Yep,
No.
exactly.
I consider a creator someone who makes something that they enjoy and hope that others enjoy as well. Someone that overall wants to make a entertaining product, not necessarily to be a leader or an example, but just simply just to make something that they enjoy or want to share with a large group of people that may share their same sentiments. This could be from commentary to talking about stuff like Marvel and other entertainment mediums. Sure, a great amount of research is required, depending on what type of subjects or entertainment that you're trying to provide to a particular group of audience members. But essentially, the key is to be entertaining overall.
Agree with
Yeah,
that.
I think I kind of agree with Xylie and Claire. I think you need 3 things to be a creator. You need a channel, you need subs, and you upload a video. If it could be 1 video, it could be 10,000 videos. It could be 1 sub, it could be 10,000 subs. Once you do that, you're a creator.
Yeah.
So for me, I look at it more of like if you're a creator, if you are someone who consistently uploads content. As long as you're doing that, you're a creator because you're putting out content for people to consume. So for me, that's a creator.
Sounds like we all agree that if you put it out there, it's public, you're a creator. It's just what level, right?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
King Quinn said it too. I think if you have a YouTube channel and are actively making content, you're a creator. I agree.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no
Are we good to move on?
backtracking, right? You,
Once you're a creator, you're a
For me, no.
creator.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
how somebody will go and they'll upload something like 1 video and then all of a sudden it disappears and there's nothing on their channel, like, and they're trying, no, if you put it out there and it was public, you're still a creator. You still did
Yeah.
it. You're still a creator. You just
I agree.
no backtracking.
Yeah.
if you want to
you can't
backtrack,
change-
yeah, go on. I'm
You
sorry.
can't, oh, I was just gonna say you can't change your title to get out of things. Like if you don't want
Yeah.
heat for being a creator, you can't be like, oh, just kidding, I'm not a creator, I'm just a sub. Don't pick on me. That's not how it works.
Yeah. No, if you uploaded the videos and you made them public, those are the 2 things. You create content for public consumption, and then you delete it. Just start another channel and not be a creator over there. Because on the one that you had, you just turned into a creator, whether you wanted to be or not. You did it. It's there's no back. You just don't get to back out of that.
Totally agree.
Good question,
Next
Jamal.
question, Jamal.
Are we
Yeah.
ready to move to the next one?
Yeah, that one was
Alright.
easy.
That was
Alright,
easy.
That was easy.
what is- so
That
this
was a
one- this one
warm-up
may be-
question.
This one may be
The
easy,
warm-up
well,
one.
But as a creator, what is your role for in pertaining to your channel? Like, what is the creator's role within their channel?
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I think a role for a creator would be to be you're kind of the spokesperson for the channel. You're kind of the spokesperson for your community that you're trying to have by making the content and videos and putting them out there. But you're that spokesperson. So you're kind of the person that gets the conversation going, gets the topics going. You're the one creating for people to enjoy and watch. So you're the spokesperson of your own channel, even if it's only 3 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers. You're that spokesperson for that channel.
Yeah, I totally agree there. Like, for me, it's all about like community. So me creating the content that I do and being a creator means I'm able to speak to people, and I love interacting with the chat and stuff like that. So for me as a creator, it's all about the community for me.
Yeah. Sorry, if you hold on just a second. Can we maybe go to Claire and then back to me?
Yep. Sure. I'll do that. I can hear. Okay, we'll do that. Whenever I hear the word role, I also hear responsibility. I don't know if it's my business background, but they went hand in hand. Your role and your responsibility. As the creator for my channel, the one putting out the content, I have the role and responsibility to make sure it's the best for me that it can be, to research it, try not to get myself in a hole with a misinformation or an offhanded remark that could be taken the wrong way. I take it seriously to try to put out the best that I can, and also still try to make it fun. My role is to, oh gosh, I mean, there's so much. And when you think role, like, is that all the responsibilities, Jamal? Are we getting that deep into it? Because, you know, it's the promotion, the scheduling, it's the interviewing of the guests, it's making sure you've got the consistent content on a regular basis, listening to subscribers and people that are bothering to let you know how they feel about the content that you're doing, weighing out all of that.
This is service
I don't
level.
know.
This is service level right now. This is service level. Like, what is the role of the creator? Like, what does the creator actually do for their channel? I think that's the better way to say it.
Okay, then how about everything? Since I work solo, it's all me. And except for when Mayhem, I have a panel and then I have guests, but you have to do everything. This, you know, the consistent scheduling, all of it. Your role is to put out the best content that you can, that you're proud of, and that you'll be responsible for, that you're accountable for, that you'll, addressing the hard stuff, the stuff that happens in chats, the stuff that gets misinformation, addressing it, clearing it up, being accountable for it. I don't know a better way to say, just taking responsibility for the content, all of it, how it gets done, making it, producing it, researching it, and putting it out there.
Yeah, I agree with Claire. I'm back. Thank you, guys. I haven't really thought of that before. I know that probably sounds like a common sense question, but I appreciate that question. I think my role as a creator is to kind of echoing what Claire said, put out things that I'm proud of, put out things that I'm interested in, make connections, make sure at least everyone feels respected. And I know this may be controversial, but make sure I feel respected. That's kind of, I may sound a little bit like a self-absorbed jerk, but I'm the one who is putting myself out there. I don't want to be so back and forth trying to please everyone where I make myself unhappy. Of course, I don't want to be offensive or piss people off. But I'm sure some of that's going to happen somewhat. It's like, I gotta stick to my line, my boundaries, what my goals, what I set out to do. And I'm just kind of responsible for me right now.
That breaks my heart that you have to even mention to be respected as a creator, but you're right. And I'm glad you said it, because
you're welcome.
we sometimes don't get, we're out here doing the best that we can and do not even get the charity of a little bit of respect for it. And thank you for saying that, JC. But what saddens me is that it had to be said, that it's not a given. when people are putting out content for others. But I applaud you for it. Sorry, Xylie, go ahead. I just had to say that.
For me personally, my role, I mean, besides making the content, creating the content, although I haven't had much content lately because YouTube's been boring. So
I'm
bad.
sorry.
Yeah,
Let's
I know,
go.
right?
We can search some drama if you want.
That's not
Xylie.
true. You had your Einhaber video. That was good.
We would help you, but we're all so little. We have to get big. Maybe if we all combine, we'll be 10,000. We could cause a big drama.
Then I can finally talk about y'all. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
We know we've made it when Xylie talks about it. That'll
Yeah.
be a happy moment.
But I mean, besides, I don't know. I mean, besides like all the stuff that y'all said, my biggest thing is I am trying to. Somebody put it to me. A friend of mine put it to me in a chat. You know, in a not a secret chat. What's it called? A DM. All right, and we were talking, and we're like the non-community community. Okay. I don't see myself placed in any kind of community on YouTube, but yet I'm trying to create a community on YouTube. I'm trying to create safe chats for people that can come in, whether they agree or disagree, as long as they're respectful. I don't care. You know, the biggest thing to me is just the community. I'm trying to create a community. You know, that's yeah. I mean, I don't know how else really to put it. You know, so that's my answer. Shoot.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the role, at least for me, is to, in my case, to inform and to provide the most accurate information possible. To not try to mislead my audience in any way, shape, or form that would be to my benefit. To just be as honest as possible and transparent with the audience that I have captured their hearts, basically. You gotta be careful not to spread information, and at the very least try your best to update or clarify in another video or updating your comments so that people know that you made a mistake, and not to try to dance around it, own it, and try to be better next time.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
That's a good answer.
I love
that
that
is
you
a good
said
answer.
not misleading the audience.
Yeah. So basically, I think being a creator, obviously, number one, you create the content, but it's you do wear a lot of hats. Like I agree with Jacci that you are the spokesperson for your channel. So now that like whenever you're a creator and people know who you are and you have subs, that gives you a responsibility to act a certain way. Just like if you were at work and people like if you wore a uniform to work, you have to act a certain way when you're wearing your uniform. It's kind of the same thing. You don't want to do anything to lose respect or integrity about what you're trying to do. You do have a lot of roles. So like, I mean, you're the editor, you're the talent, you're the promoter, if you are building a community, you're kind of the leader of the community or whatever. And so there's a lot of roles that go along with just the creator role. It encompasses a lot of roles within it.
It does.
For me, I feel the creator's role is to put out quality content with accurate information. To protect their channel, to make it a safe place to where everyone is welcome, and 3, make sure that you are representing yourself and your channel in the best ways possible. And I think what happens is that sometimes creators lose sight of the last 2. Because if we're going to be honest, I think some people don't have number 1 covered. So there's no way they can have 2 and 3 covered. And yeah, I said it. So the biggest part for me is number 2, protecting your channel, making it a safe place at all costs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are we
issues
good to
come
move
up like
on?
every
But
yeah.
go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead, Kelly. Finish. Go.
No, I mean, I'm like the 3 steps. That's like a daily process if you're putting out content all the time, because like, especially with my channel, it's different content. There's serious stuff and then there's funny stuff, and it's like different rules for it, but always the respect and trying to keep misinformation from being out there, and answering concerns, and just making sure that it could be the best that it can be, and changing it. Like, you have to change your format sometimes, something's not working. And when I say that, like, the role and responsibilities of the creator, it's just you. On my channel, it's really not like just me, because you do get help, right? Don't we all get a little bit of help, either from sometimes our moderators are giving us information, or
Absolutely.
researching, or
Other
like
creators.
I have other creators who participate. I have my guests, who come on, and we collaborate together on the information that'll be put out, or a stream series that we're going to do. And so I don't want to make it sound like it's all me 100%, because my channel is based on communication and compromise. And that is almost the message in everything, whether it be naked duck porn jokes on Mayhem, or it's an addiction series. What it is communication and compromise constantly.
Yeah.
Even with AITA, I say it every single episode. Like, they wouldn't be on the Reddit if they would just communicate and compromise. Like, that is the thread through the whole thing, because it's something I strongly believe in. So I can portray it no matter what the venue is, whatever the style is at that time. But I have a panel for Mayhem, so of course without them there'd be no content. Like, how do you tell funny jokes and joke around if you have nobody to talk to joke around? It's like you can't talk to a wall and do that. So you don't
It's true.
Yeah, you don't always do it alone, because I liked what Xylie said about building your community. Your community isn't just your subscribers. It's the people you're dealing with every day to create the awesome content that's coming out, right? It's like, and I agree with that. That's a big part of it, is the creating of that community. And I had missed on that. I'm glad you said it, Xylie, because it spoke true. It spoke really, really true.
Well, I think just because that's what's most important for me. What's the most important for me is my community that I build. And I mean, I know, well, and it's not just me building it, obviously. It's the people who participate in the community also. But I mean, as the person that gets in front of a camera every time I go live, and, I'm trying to, that's my biggest thing. I just want a good, safe community, and not a bunch of mayhem.
Yeah, unless it's intended, right?
Unless it's intended.
Unless it's intended. But that's it. That's part of the creator's role right there, is to create that environment, right? Like, that's the one thing we're all saying without saying. It's our responsibility to create that environment that can happen. A safe place to chat, to enjoy the content, and to contribute and participate, that is one of the main responsibilities we have. Yeah.
It is.
All right, you guys ready to move on to a little tougher question?
Yeah. Tougher?
Ooh, getting spicy.
A little tougher. Now, as creators, we will or have received criticism. Now, the first part of this question is, when you don't like the criticism, is it because of who's delivering it or how it was delivered? And be honest.
Are we supposed to talk about this with examples? Like, because that, I don't know. Yeah.
No, just the reason why I'm saying, because okay, I'll start with myself. For me, when someone gives me criticism, it's completely fine, and to me, it really doesn't matter. But I have seen across YouTube as a whole that someone likes and give them criticism, and they're fine with it. But someone they don't like will give them the same criticism, and they want to be offended. So I want to know, have you guys have been in that position to where two people give you the same criticism, but the person who gave it to you, you were more receptive to the person who you didn't like.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, does the person giving you the criticism matter? Do you take that into account?
I think delivery matters rather than person.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it's on the delivery.
It depends on how it's said.
So you're
if you're going to say it with an attitude, like, or screaming it.
No. What I'm saying is, you're all kind of saying the same thing, but what I'm asking is, if two people are saying it the same exact way,
okay.
Does it like, are you more receptive to the person you like or the person you do not like, and does that factor in how you receive it?
Okay, well there's a street answer to that, and then there's a professional answer to that. Which one do you want?
I'll take psychology 101 for that.
I'm just saying. There's the outward professional answer, and then there's me inside behind the computer screen without a microphone in front of me saying some other stuff.
Well, which one you want, Xylie? Pick one. You take one, and I'll take the other.
Professionally, I mean, for real. Listen,
all honesty. So go for it.
Okay, so professionally, yeah, of course, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, especially if it's two people saying it the exact same way, I'll give them the exact same answer, obviously, or with whatever it is, to be honest, I'm more of a delivery type of girl, because I could. Because the delivery to me says it all and what they're saying.
Okay.
You start calling me all these names and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, well, you're going to get pushback from me. But I've had, perfect example, my last Repsion video. I had people in the comments that were just trying to go hard at me. And I told them, I said, look, and they were, at one point they were rude, but I was able to turn it around. And I said, look, listen, you're not going to change your mind. I'm not going to change my mind. And the great thing is people can have their own opinions. So we're just going to have to agree to disagree. And they were going hard on her. And they ended up going, okay, sounds good. And they were being rude at first, but I was able to break it down going, listen, I hear what you're saying, but we're going to have to agree to disagree on this because I'm not budging and you're not budging, obviously. So there's no point. I'm not going to sit here in these YouTube comments and argue for hours. I'm not doing it.
I think it's kind of natural if someone that you don't like or maybe you don't respect is criticizing you, for you to kind of I don't know, to kind of second guess it, especially if it's someone you don't get along with. You might be trying to think oh, they're trying to call me out, or, oh, well, I've seen them do this, so why are they saying this? And I also think it's if it's someone you don't get along with, their intentions in criticizing you isn't going to be to help you grow as a creator or help your content.
Bingo.
Their intention is to call you out. So intention really matters. I haven't had that exact scenario happen on my channel. The only criticism I really got is more for my editing stuff. I actually really appreciated it because I do pre-recorded and I couldn't figure out how to change the sound on some of my music and stuff. So I figured it out. And so it actually helped me to realize, there was differences in audio and stuff. But I can just from life in general and working and stuff, you can see if it's some people are just going to, if you don't get along with someone, they're not really the person to be criticizing you for you to grow. You know what I mean? They're criticizing you to criticize you, to call you out, to make you feel bad. It's not like they're not trying to help you. So
can I answer the Aaron Berger question and the Cindy Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron says, I have a question. Why does everyone and their dog feel so compelled to give criticism to a creator? Oh my God, who needs the last word anyway? And then go to Cindy's. And Cindy was asking from the creators of the audience, because a lot of creators in their videos would comment down below and tell me what you think. Do you know why we say comment down below? The more comments you get, the more you get pushed into the algorithm.
Yeah.
Right.
And the more your video gets seen. So I welcome everybody and their dog commenting under my comment section. That would be great. Thank you.
Woof, woof.
If I don't like it, I don't like it. If there was some stuff that people were being nasty to Repsion about, and I didn't even heart it because I was like, I can't stand for that comment, so I'm not even hearting it. You know, but no, please, comment below. Just go on a comment spree on my channel, please. Thank you.
ASMR, Xylie, woohoo!
You know, we have to be honest. If you take the straight, like the professional answer you give is like, you should actually care about everybody's criticism equally, right? But anybody who could actually say they can do that when they know the other person is being a nefarious, shady, whatever, is bullshit. You can't. You do the best you can. And I know I'm in that situation all the time. And I have a real life one to tell you. Same statement that I made. Someone who feels kindly towards me, and I know it, says, I was unclear about what you said. Do you mind clarifying that for me? And let's, so that, and the person who does not care kindly for me comes up and says, this is what you really meant. True story. Okay. True story. Actually happened. So I would be lying if I said I balanced those both equally, because that's bullshit. Because of course, the one who's trying to tell me what I actually meant is not going to get the same consideration from me as the person who actually wants to hear what I said. So I would say I call bullshit if we think we can do it equally, because if somebody comes at you in a certain way, they've already made up their mind. What Stina said about intent was spot on. Bingo, bingo. Because intent is everything. If you are truly trying to help me with constructive criticism, I'm here, I'm open, talk to me. But if you're here to tell me what I'm doing, and don't start it with, I'm unsubbing from your channel because blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, what is the conversation there then? Like, what's the conversation? You're already gone. Like, okay, you don't care. So like, I don't know, I don't know what to tell you. But, I know human nature is that we're not going to treat them the same. And everybody that says that you should, I know it's probably, a very woke statement. We should all treat them all equal and listen to their voices. No, intent matters. And so do the words that they choose to tell you with. So respond, where you're going to get the most productive time, where you're going to spend your time most productively for constructive and a conversation with results,
Yeah. I think sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Claire.
Oh, I'm done. I'm so done.
No, I was like, I think people like constructive criticism is great, and for me as well, I'm like, if people want to give me constructive criticism, like me and Jackie go back and forth on like how we can improve. But I think like what people don't realize is, like Xylie said, there's a professional answer, but also we are also human as well. So delivery and intent is everything. Like we can give a professional answer to if someone's giving us like constructive criticism at that moment, and then off screen we can be like, well, I hate the fact that they've done that. And they've really like made me angry and annoyed me, and like the emotion behind it, because we're all human. Like, can't deny that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, of course, certain things, especially from someone you don't care for, is going to annoy you at the least, or piss you off and hurt your feelings at the worst, So, I mean, I don't, feel like this is a completely fair question to me because I'm going to sound like such a freaking douche. I haven't had a lot of criticism, but I also don't have a lot of engagement, which again is not sad fishing. I don't care. I have the engagement that I do. I love the people that come and interact and do nerdy book clubs and stuff like that. But absolutely. And I think it would matter and affect me more too if one of my creator friends criticized me in a way publicly. I know that's probably not where you were going with that, but I'm not even saying like, hey, boo, you had a booger in your nose. Like, cool, let me know, you know? But
Yeah.
I think certain things can be done privately too if it's meant with respect. The only criticism I've had so far, and I don't even know who this person is, I just know they're potentially, but it was Jacci, and they told me that I belonged in a loony farm, and I just agreed with them, and I was so excited I got my first weird comment. I even showed my husband. So, story time.
Cool.
There you go. You're welcome.
So the reason I asked this question is this. Here's the reason why. And you pretty much are all on the same page. Basically, what from what I'm hearing is like, someone you don't like cannot give you constructive criticism. Therefore, you're automatically on the defensive when it's someone who you do not like gives you the criticism. And the reason why I say this is because, like I said, I've seen this all across YouTube. Just because you don't like someone does not mean they cannot give you constructive criticism. And the problem with a lot of these creators who are out here now are that just because someone they don't like criticizes them, they want to be all up in their feelings. And then I've seen it. I've gone back and watched some video. I'm like, you know what? They're right. The reason why you don't want to admit that they're right is one, because of your ego and your pride. And two, you just don't like them.
Have you had that personal experience as well? Like with having to, I would think I would have to check myself sometimes when it's like, okay, am I really?
No. Real
I'm
life,
sorry, YouTube wise, yeah.
YouTube wise, no. Real life, yes. The person pointing something out to me didn't like the person, but I had to go back and review something, and like, you know what, you're right. But I think what happens with YouTube is there's so much ego involved that any little criticism is a dig, and it's not. Not all the time.
Yeah, you're right. You have a good point.
And that was my main point of asking this question.
Yeah, but that's like if they really if it's intentionally constructive criticism, that's good. But a lot of times it's not, or it's not anything helpful, or it'll be like stuff that's not necessarily, you know. I think it's important to actually, no matter who's saying it, it's important to listen to what they have to say and also kind of take it in and look at it. But you can do that and see what their intentions are.
And that's my point. That's my exact.
Well, yeah.
You hit the
here's
nail
my
on the
thing.
head.
The person don't like me. If they're going to give me constructive criticism, I'm talking about a person that has said from here to YouTube all this nasty shit about me. Okay, if they come correct with it, I will have a better chance of listening to it. But if they come in an attacking mode, oh no, shut down. I'm not listening to it. If they don't come correct with me, I'm not going to listen to it.
No, that's where the tone comes into play.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. I think what I'm saying is from watching the majority of the criticisms I've seen on people who are getting in their feelings, the tone is not that bad. It's like, for example, the way I speak is like, if you don't know me very well, I can be mean and come across very not the nicest, and I know this. It's just the way I talk because I speak very poignantly. Now I'm not going to change it because it works for me. So that's why sometimes I've learned here and there I do have to know my audience and be like, okay, like Xylie, I can speak to, like we can just talk and just be straight up. Claire the same.
Oh yeah.
Like, but they know me, I know them. but other people are not built that way. So you do have to watch it a little bit. But there's a difference between someone being a certain personality than someone like being fraudulent, like quote unquote sad fishing. Like if I feel like you're sad fishing, I feel like, you know what, you shut that shit up. Sorry, this is how I feel. So I definitely see where you guys are coming from. It is a tone thing, not so much the wording, it's more the tone and like how the approach, I guess, is the more better word to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think. I hope.
Mm-hmm. It does to me.
The approach is the way you guys are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
Your questions are good, Jamal.
Oh,
yeah, the approach and also
making
like
us work hard,
and also like how they're criticizing you. Like if someone just tweets out like, "Oh, so and so did this," and it was, you know, whatever. That's different than if they're in their comment section like, "Hey, I think if you did this differently, it would be, you know, whatever." Like I think it's also not only tone, but like how you go about it, how public it is. If it's, you can tell right off the bat if it's meant to embarrass you or if it's actually meant to help you.
Yeah,
exactly. And that leads. Chosen, did you want to add on for your one? But we haven't heard from you yet.
Oh, well, I mean, everybody's had such a great answer, but I mean, for me, I've been criticized. I'm pretty sure most on the panel have been criticized. It doesn't feel good to be criticized. I don't think anybody's really said that yet. But the thing about criticism, and I've said it before, like I think I handle it pretty well. All the same, I mean, once again, we are human. Like I said, I don't like being criticized, but I do try to see it from a different angle as an opportunity to possibly learn, you know, what I can improve from someone criticizing me. Now, not all criticism is classified as criticism. Some people have intentions on trying to bring you down. Some people just don't like you because you have gone against a creator that they like. And
Amen.
then there is the situation where you are receiving a very valid criticism. And honestly, most of the time, depending on the person, they can either accept it and try to learn to improve and try to correct their own behavior, or they just continue to do things as normal. Because the reality of the situation is you don't have to listen to nobody. You can just keep doing whatever the hell you were doing before and not grow. Because if you're getting views, you're getting your subs and everything, why change, right? Because that is in itself, we're talking about a perspective of if you're someone coming up, yeah, you want to get as much information as you can. But for someone who's already established, most of the time they're not going to listen to someone, especially someone that doesn't have the same amount of views. It's a numbers game.
Yep. Amen.
That's
Say it
fair.
again. Say that sentence again.
You have
I'm
like
just saying.
personal experience with that, Xylie. Well, not you, but what is her name? Kales Brown.
Yeah.
That you were mentioning that she was getting a lot of crap because she went after somebody, or not went after someone. She had criticism. Just
it was
fair
criticism.
criticism.
It was fair criticism, and she said it in a tone that wasn't attacking. She wasn't yelling. She basically, like I told her in the interview, she wasn't
shared her
acting
opinion,
like
right?
me. She wasn't acting like me, like how I act. You know, she was very, very sweet about it. And yeah, she's caught nothing but hell from it. Chosen knows about that too. Believe me, Chosen knows about that.
Yeah.
Chosen's had it too.
I
And
mean,
I've had
not never to that degree.
Not
for me,
to the degree that
not
Kales
to
had,
that degree, but even if I had it at that degree, I just keep it moving. But it's
Keep it
all
moving.
about, for me, it's all about, you know, I affected that person so much, and that this is what has resulted, and I'm just gonna laugh at it. But some people just don't want to deal with it. Some people, it's not for them. And you know, what you can do, you can take a break, you can come back stronger, you can continue to do the same thing, or you can rebrand. It's all about how you take from each and every experience dealing with situations like that. Now, for me, like I said, even though that's never really happened to me, I'm planning to rebrand my content only because even though I enjoy the content I make, I just want to start to expand myself because I don't want to limit myself anymore and make more content that I personally think is entertaining, and hopefully the people who have subscribed to me will be entertained a lot with me. Like I said, it's just all about how you perceive certain things, and sometimes you have to criticize yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you need to
I do
look
that, like,
within
every 5
yourself and
seconds.
be like, what do I need to do to be better?
I think I'm my own harshest critic. I really am. I listen back to every live and I'm like, ooh, shouldn't have said that. Don't say that no more. Oh no, my mic sounded like this. Like with the podcast I'm getting ready to put out, I wasn't close enough to my microphone, because when I'm being recorded, I get nervous. Where I'm live, I'm out and open and I'm ready to go. But when I'm recording, I get nervous, so I get quieter. And I don't cuss. I don't do any of that. It's crazy. It's a totally different Xylie on the podcast. It's ridiculous. But I mean, I listen back at it and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do this for the next podcast. This is what I need to do. And I'm probably my harshest critic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
Actually, we're going to get to that a little bit later, but I do want to move on to a couple of chat questions. The first one from Rebecca Selly. Question for the panel: what do you think about videos responding to a critical video by another creator, then one back, etc., and it just keeps going?
Okay, question for the panel.
Yeah.
What do you think about videos responding to a critical video by another creator, then one back, etc.? Okay, well, for me personally, this rolls into my 10K rule. I'll volley back and forth. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to let it get to a point where it's petty. I mean, it depends on what's said, but I'll volley back and forth.
It depends on what's going on for me. If it's like, well, they did this, this, and this, and then they did this, this, and this, and it's petty high school kind of drama back and forth, it gets to the point where I just don't want to hear it anymore, and I don't even want to, I don't understand how other people want to hear it. If it's criticism about, well, this video had this in it, and then they forgot this information, and they didn't research this, that I can see going back and forth and, criticizing, well, actually it did have this and I did research this, if they're going back and forth. But when it's like, well, this person looks like this and that and did this and that, sometimes it gets to the point where it's too petty and immature that I just don't want to listen to it anymore, personally.
Yeah, totally agree there.
I tend to only respond once, and that's in the event of a person lying on me. If I ever have to make a second video, I'm going to be petty. I don't really for me, it's not necessarily about the professionalism at that point. It's just, you've gotten on my nerves. Because it's just like, where do you come off saying, especially if they've gone to that level already, where do you get off from that? I have been called some very horrendous things before. I've even been called something like one of the worst things that you could ever be called before. Now, personally, I didn't respond to that only because I don't want to feed that type of behavior, because the person themselves aren't really all that credible to begin with. So it's all about the situation. But if it's someone that has criticized me or something like that, I tend to ignore that. But if it's on some like, hey, you did this, you stole candy from a store, and be like, wait, no, I didn't. Where's your sites on that?
Yeah.
It's got to be on some, hey, you said this, and be like, no, I didn't say that. I said this. Like, it was just listen back to the clip. I'm that type of person. Like, don't oh, and especially if they're trying to change the subject or try to move the goalposts. It's like, nah, you gonna have to catch these. You have to catch these words. But you just, it's just all about how you take it. If someone, I think it's just the type of person that you are personally. Like, if you're just someone that doesn't take anything lying down, you may want to respond back and forth like that. But if you're just someone that is very situational, I think that's fine too.
I think too,
For
it's
me, I think
important about how you actually respond to it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, responding to it is also very important. Like, you can. I don't think. Like I said, it just depends on what is being said. Like I said, in the case of someone saying something incredibly horrific about you that could damage your reputation, I'm not gonna be mad at you if you respond in anger.
For me, I think what it is that my content doesn't lend itself to like some stuff you guys go through. So I think it's I really don't. I can't really give too much insight. I can only go by what I've seen. But if I were in that position, I'm not going to respond to you because it only makes, in my opinion, only makes me look bad. Because I'm the type of person who can go back and forth with you. And at that point, I just want to win. And at the end of the day, no one wins. Yes, I can't be that petty. I will just keep it going just as long as you can keep it going because I refuse to let you have the last word. But I do agree with responding when people are lying on you. That's the one thing I feel that everyone should respond to. And when you respond, you should have the receipts to go with it because at the end of the day, your name is all you really have, so you have to protect that at all costs. So when I hear people complain about creators going back and forth, I'm like, okay, so why are they going back and forth? And I've looked at a couple of things. Okay, this person is saying this person is lying on them. They have the right to clear their name and respond. I'm sorry, and if it takes 5 videos to get across, I'm not going to hold it against them. I'm not.
But what if there are no receipts to show because the lie is a lie?
Well, I feel like when someone is lying, if someone says something that's a lie, you should be able to provide something to say, like, no, this did not happen. Like, say, like, well, I sent you this. Someone says, well, no, you didn't. Well, here it is right here. Like, you can debunk any lie with some sort of receipt. That's just been my personal experience. I have someone, I've had people, I'm like, that's not true. They're like, well, prove it. I'm like, okay, here's what I said. Boom. Have at it.
Yeah, that I understand.
Yeah.
Are we answering the question like as a creator or as a viewer? I'm assuming as a creator.
Creator.
Like if
yeah.
someone
Honestly,
does
it could be
personally?
both. It can be both.
I mean,
it can be both, but more from a creator standpoint.
Like other creators doing it, or
yes, creator to creator conflict basically is what the question's about. How do you feel when 2 creators go back and forth over multiple videos?
Like if it's about ourselves or well, I guess here, let me make this more of a statement. I'll answer as if this were about myself and if this was just about 2 other creators. It kind of depends. If someone's like a real messy channel and I kind of watch them because it's just, I mean, who doesn't like a little trash TV every once in a while, right? So if it's like that, I don't mind because that's what I'm there to watch. But if it's something more serious, I absolutely believe in someone defending themselves, kind of like Chosen was saying. If you're accusing me of something like stealing, then yeah, I believe everyone has a right to defend themselves. When things go on and on and on and on and on, and that's all your content is, I may get a little bored with it. But I mean, if someone did that regarding me, I'd probably defend myself once. I mean, I don't want to do the whole never say never, you know what I mean? Who knows? But I absolutely would believe in myself defending myself, or if I said something incorrect or ill about another creator publicly, right? They absolutely have the right to defend themselves too. But I don't know. I guess I have a mixed answer, because sometimes I'm kind of there just eating my popcorn, and then sometimes I'm like, I'm bored with this channel. Literally.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, I get you.
And I agree with Chosen too. If someone's making, see, that's a hard question, because if it's another creator, like I said, going back and forth, sometimes if it's pettiness, then it's not worth me watching. But if someone is making up a lie about me, I have a right to respond and explain that this is a lie. It's hard sometimes when, that's why I was asking you, like, how do you show receipts if it's an actual lie? Like, I've had someone say, well, it was about, it's a hard topic, but something about what happened to me. The only way to prove that this was not the person that did this to me is to show a report that is a private matter. And it was something that this creator made up in his own mind about me. So for me, it's like, I don't have to show my experience to prove that this wasn't what happened to me. And it's none of his business, and he shouldn't have been talking about it anyways.
Yeah.
So that's where
I think private stuff should remain
that's true.
private until someone makes it public. If you start talking about something private about me publicly, then yeah, especially kids.
Well,
you have to be something like that, or my honor or something. No, I'll get redneck real quick on you.
Yeah. That's the hard part. It's like, should it be out there public? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stina.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's. I think from more. I'm looking at this more of a viewer standpoint, because I haven't personally been in this situation, but I have watched it and kind of analyzed it from my point of view as a creator. And I think there's two different scenarios. There are people that sometimes can be in an argument, and it might start out privately and then it ends up publicly. And then when you're both creators, you do need to respond to stuff, especially if it's like false or allegations or something, or to get your side of the story out or something like that. But also there are creators out there where conflict is their content. So they're going to pick a fight with whoever they feel like would get them the most views at that time. So you got to be careful not to get caught in that trap where all of a sudden you're their content. They don't even really maybe even have a problem with you. That's their content. So when it's kind of important to look at who's causing that with you, and is that their pattern of behavior.
And that's that's
a good thing.
That's what I was going to say. I'm glad you said it, Stina, because it really depends on what the beef is going back and forth. Like, some of it is just the way that those channels operate and the content that they do on a regular basis. So it's like tag your it this week, or next one in line, or whatever. And some of it gets resolved and some of it doesn't. I prefer to do it all behind the scenes, but because I don't do that kind of commentary. It's not right or wrong. I would say, as a viewer, I agree. It is sometimes very uncomfortable, and I'm not down for it. I'll just move on to something else. Like, it's just too stressful. for me personally. But that doesn't mean, you know, they don't have a right to defend yourself. I agree with what Jackie says. Somebody comes out balls to the wall and says some crap about you. You have a right to defend yourself if they put it out there publicly. I can understand the desire to defend yourself publicly because, you know, they're out there talking about you. I get it. You know, of course you want to. I guess it's just how. And don't we keep saying that as creators on this panel repeatedly? It's about how we do it. It's about the accountability of it. It's like trying to find the best way to do it. Like somebody, for me, if somebody came out talking about me in a live stream or something like that, I might do a video. I'm not going to do like a live stream and get all my chat involved in it and all this other stuff. I might do a video so that my statement could be replayed clearly, what I was actually saying, and I won't get distracted by other people's comments or any other message. You know, just because I'd want the message out there. And I've done it before with little bare box PSAs that I do. If I want a message out, I want it to be my voice and not be distracted. But that's my way of doing it. Everybody has a different way. That's the way I address it publicly. But it can be uncomfortable for a subscriber. But as a creator, I'm glad I don't get into too many of those messes. Thank you. Please don't anybody come for me now and think I'm like
coming.
missing out.
Coming.
Don't come. I'm really not missing it. I really don't. You know, I'm not
it.
whining. I'm not
Starting a
whinging
rumor.
here. I'm not whinging here. Don't
It's
do it.
totally happening.
She's not really a
Yeah.
bear.
Oh, Xylie,
Only
you
a
could
bear.
do it. You're the big one, but I'm only like I'm not. I'm too
Oh,
small.
but it'll
doing
be
it
on
right
Twitter.
now?
It'll be
Is that
on
what Xylie
Twitter
Oh,
with
that's
lots
different.
of
No,
retweets.
well then I gotta change my
Oh.
statement. I thought we were talking about YouTube because I have a
We are.
totally different statement for Twitter. Because you come for me on Twitter, I'm coming for you. Balls to the wall, coming for you on Twitter because that's where the Bears' gloves are off. Like I'll get you. Go, come on, Xylie. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's go start a Twitter thread.
Oh my God.
I prefer Yonda over mine, Claire. How rude
Oh
of you.
God.
Yeah, Twitter's like that. Twitter's like when you say when people tell you in school, meet me in the parking lot after school. That's what
Yeah.
Twitter is. Twitter's
That's
like
Twitter.
meet me
That's
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
That's Twitter.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna
Listen.
go down.
I'm either
true.
laughing till I'm crying,
Okay.
or I'm being the biggest flirt in the world, or I'm just like balls to the wall. Did you really say that? Did you really just say that? Like, you know, you could do
Are
it
we ready
any
for
way
the next
you want
I
on
love
Twitter.
it. I love it when Xylie says in her live stream, if anyone wants to fight, she's like, take it to Twitter. That's where it goes. Go to Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Take your
It's
sass
true,
to
though.
Twitter. That's what you said, right?
Yep.
Are you ready for the next question, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from Kirsten and Z, and she would like to know, as creators, how do you feel when you learn one of your subs has been put on blast unfairly by another creator?
I feel bad for them.
Is the
If I-
sub
if I
also
was
a
there and I
creator,
know.
or are they just a sub?
As a sub.
Just a subscriber.
So
Go ahead,
I know
Jackie.
kind of what's going on. So people get upset if their subscribers that are in chats that maybe they don't like the other content creator, but as a subscriber, they can chat wherever they want. And as long as they're not saying anything bad, I don't see why they can't chat wherever they want. They're their own person. But when when a creator is calling a subscriber out because they're in somebody else's chat that they don't like, it's kind of harsh. They shouldn't be doing that, especially if they're not saying anything wrong. And
It is
I
wrong.
feel like I want to help, but it's like, what can I really do but have them come onto my channel and explain themselves? Because if they're getting blasted for no reason, it's kind of hard to stick up for themselves as a subscriber. I would suggest that they email that creator that did that and explain, like, listen, that I didn't say anything bad. I don't know why you did this, and kind of have that one-on-one interaction first before doing anything crazy publicly.
Are we going in order? Are we going free for all?
Yes.
Go ahead, Josh.
Go ahead, Josh.
See, I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong of the creator to call out a sub for basically a sub can go wherever they like. If say like as an example, if me and Jackie fell out, and I know that me and Jackie share a lot of subs, now those subs are more than welcome to come to my channel and go to Jackie's channel. I don't have a problem with that. I would never call out a sub for going to Jackie's channel at all. So for me, I don't understand why this creator did this. I think it's wrong, and like the sub didn't do anything wrong. They were just chatting in somebody else's chat, and as I said, a sub can go wherever they like. The personal issues between creators has nothing to do with the subs that they share.
Yeah, I agree with you, Josh. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. I'm not asking for you to explain, but I think I can understand the general concept of it. If a creator sat there and called out another or one of their subscribers for supporting or interacting with someone that they aren't getting along with, that's ridiculous and immature. I think some of you guys know that I mod for someone who can be, I guess at times, polarizing for some people. I'm not quite sure why, because I think she's hilarious. But, you know, I go to places that and in chats that don't necessarily agree with this creator that I'm on for. And this creator that I'm on for has never said anything, you know, and I've just gone as a subscriber. In fact, this person specifically says, go wherever the heck you want. You know, it's no personal offense. It's do you. You are a human being who can make their own choices, you know? So that's really unfortunate if a creator stooped to the level to call out a subscriber for just participating or interacting with another creator. I think that is just asking to not be successful. You know, asking for people to basically unsubscribe to you.
Yeah. I think it says a lot about the person attacking the subscriber more so than the situation. Like I don't understand why anyone would do something like that. But also it depends. Like if it's about something me as a creator has done and somebody else is getting attacked, then I feel I may have to say something. I would prefer them coming to me, come at me. I mean, we had this discussion as a panel before, right? Like, don't come for my mods, my subs, you know, come for me if you've got a question about, you know, something I've done or I said, because I'm the creator. I'm the one responsible for it. You know, that's where it belongs. To attack people for going to different chats and things like that, I mean, I don't find it necessary to get in there and what is the term? Jamal, you use this all the time. White knight, like go in there and defend them because, you know, we're all grown-ups. I would want, if it happened to me and I was a subscriber, whole hell no, I'm not going to sit there and take it. You know, I'm just going to be like, what is this? Like, you know, middle school? Like I can't go to other chats or see things like, why am I getting attacked? It says more about the people that are attacking them, I think, than the sub. Like, I don't know the exact situation we're talking about, but it just seems mean. It seems like a bunch of bullies. I don't know. What do you guys think? It just doesn't seem like the normal way things are done. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
As the resident person,
it seems to me like it's a. Oh.
Okay. Go ahead. Finish.
Oh,
Stina?
I was just saying, it seems like this question is kind of specific, a specific scenario that some people know about and some people don't. So it's kind of an awkward question to answer because it seems like we need more information, in my opinion.
as the resident person who's constantly calling out her subs because they have no taste buds, oh my god, the crap the people who come into my chat, the crap they eat is just absolutely amazing. And yes, I call them out all the freaking time over their food choices. Okay, we've even had food wars on my channel before. Okay, I don't mind calling them out for that. Now, whatever
But that's
specific.
fun.
Well, yeah, but they bully me too, so it's okay. But that specific situation, I've had it done to a person who mods me once. I feel bad if something like that happened to someone who watches me or someone who mods for me. If that happens to one of them over me, like if it was specifically, oh, you mod for Xylie, or oh, I saw you in Xylie's chat. Well, then I'm gonna I feel like I would want to have a conversation, not a yell fest, a conversation with that creator, because you're pulling me into, you're pulling my viewer into some crap that they don't need to be pulled into. Because as viewers, you have a right to go to whatever channel you want to. As a viewer myself, I watch channels I don't like the person at all. I watch them all the time. It is part of my content to watch them. You know? So I mean, I never understand the whole thing of getting on someone about who they watch. I don't get it. I don't. I really don't.
What Digital said, what if they were attacking the creator in the other creators chat? That would be, I think, one, you still shouldn't go after subscribers, but if they were attacking the creator or said something like the creator said this and that, then yeah, they have the right. But if they're not attacking the other creator that they support, I don't see why it's a problem that they're over there in another creator's chat.
Exactly. If they weren't starting the crap and they just automatically get called out for just stupid stuff, okay, that's something totally different. If they went in there and chose violence, though, and was trolling and acting a fool, well, then you got what you got.
Right. It's time to put on your big girl panties, right?
Right.
Or big boy, or just big panties, whatever. You know the expression, but yeah, like you get what you give. You get what you give. Like you're gonna put it out there, you're gonna get it back for sure.
For me, when a creator, I see a creator does that. I'm going by unprovoked in the situation. When a creator attacks a sub unprovoked in someone's chat, I just mark it up as insecurity. I don't need to watch you anymore. And
unprovoked.
I'm also looking at, and then my thing is, I look at that creator. The reason why, because if the creator is doing this, most likely your chat is treating other subscribers the same way. Because I did have one time, I was in someone's chat, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And I told them, I just typed to them, "I'm grown," and kept moving. Like, who are you to question why I'm in someone else's chat? Get out of here. But that comes from the creator, as that mentality comes from the creator as well. So you have to really watch the creator and the chat. So I see some chats. I'm like, are y'all serious? Are y'all really getting at this person for being in someone else's chat? Y'all got nothing else to do. Which tells me you are going around stalking other people's chats and comments, and that's creepy on its own. I'm sorry, it is.
Yes.
It is weird. I don't see any problem with someone going and watching someone else's content, and it doesn't really matter who they are, as long as you keep your name, or my name rather, out of your mouth. We ain't got a problem. It's just a viewer that tries to instigate something is trouble. And one that you're free to not be on my channel no more. You can vamoose, because that's some Slytherin behavior. But if we're talking about someone that just wants to watch another person that you've criticized or talked about, I don't see a problem with that. You do what you got to do what you want.
Yeah, I don't understand why people pay so much attention to where subs go and where they don't go. Because when they're in your chat or on your stream or watching your video, they're your viewer too. And who knows, they might even be your sub. So you shouldn't ever be calling someone out because you have a problem with someone else that they watch or creator they watch. I mean, people can have different tastes. People all watch different TV shows and don't battle over them. You know, there's no need to do it over
That's
YouTube
true.
creators. No one should be attacking anyone in
True.
general.
I'm just grateful they're watching me. I mean,
I
thank
was-
you. That's all I care about is them
Right.
watching
Yeah.
me, and hopefully they're having a good time watching me.
Mhm.
I don't care where else they go. Why would I care about that?
Mm.
You know?
Exactly.
I don't have time for that. I
Exactly.
don't.
So-
Yeah, I don't. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
how
say
they
this.
have
I'm
time
gonna
for
say
that
this,
to
and
know
some
who does
people-
where. Go on.
Here's the
Well, I
thing,
do.
though.
I know how. It's because you ain't got no life.
Here's the thing. I'm going to piggyback off there real quick.
True.
And this is, and some people may be offended. I personally just don't care. The people who are running around observing other people's chats and comment section, look at the kind of content they produce. If you're, from what I've seen across YouTube, the people who are doing this are people who are quote unquote reactionary channels, which can just pop on and just put on the video and talk about it. That leaves you plenty of time to do these things because you're not doing any research, no editing, no notes. You know, like, no, you have time to do this, and that I would spend more time on my content.
That's why they have time to do that. That's why they have time to
Correct.
watch everyone else's chat, because they're not researching or working on their own content. And it's usually people that just jump on and talk, and that's it.
Mhm.
Don't do anything else.
Very true.
It's true.
All right, now this is another question. So when you, as a creator, like we all watch other channels, how do you feel when you see a creator go live, and when they're talking, it comes across they don't know what they're talking about? Like, does that hit you some sort of way?
As a-
And then does it cause you concern that these creators are putting this information, but it's not really researched or complete?
I feel like you did
Oh,
this
that's
question for
loaded.
me. I'm just saying.
It's
Okay.
loaded. It's loaded. Yeah. Go on, Xylie.
Nope, Jackie's first.
Okay, Jackie, go on.
It's a serious. The reason why I ask this, because I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this, but this seems to be more and more of a trend. Like, when I see like I'm like, you sound like you have not even looked at these notes or these court documents. Like, what are you doing? Like, no, this is not the way to go. And then the problem, I bring this up because as the creators, we do have influence on our subscribers, because 8 times out of 10, most subscribers are not going to go do their own research. They're relying on you, which is not a good thing. I completely understand that, but they're relying on you to give them accurate information. That's where it's coming from. So,
Okay.
sorry, Jackie. Go
No,
ahead.
no, I agree.
Uh-huh.
When
Yeah.
I see another creator not doing their research and like I'm watching them and they're saying things that aren't true, I did this yesterday. I was screaming at my computer going, why are you saying this? I sit there, and for me as a creator, I make sure I go through everything. I even wait a couple of days after things happen to make sure that I have all of my information. I've done all of my research. So seeing another creator not doing their due diligence and doing their research and knowing what they're talking about kind of makes the people that do their research look bad, because then people will start to think that, well, people just don't do their research, but it's not true. There are a lot of creators that put a lot of hard time and work into what they do. And for the creators that aren't doing the research and looking at everything, you need to think and look before you put something out. See everything, every side, every which way, and it can take a while, yes, but that's the best way to do it. You need to know what you're talking about from every angle.
Josh,
I feel very called out.
No.
No. Like, yeah, I agree. I see how much research Jacci does on a daily basis. For me, I watch a lot of YouTube and I watch a lot of different YouTubers, and some YouTubers I'm like, oh, okay, you put out that information. Ooh. Like, for me, I like the information. I like the facts of it. There's facts and then there's speculation. And I like it when someone states what's fact and what's speculation, because sometimes people blur the lines of it. So that just drives me nuts.
Yeah, okay.
It can drive me nuts.
Okay. Oh, that's a hard one. I agree with you, Josh. I really do on that one, because it's really important to draw the lines between what is your opinion, speculation, and what is actual evidence or facts that you're presenting. So I only get upset about misinformation because when it affects something I'm doing, like say I'm doing the same kind of stream as somebody else and the information is conflicting, or there's something wrong with, say, something legal I'm covering, like the Marilyn Manson, or when we covered, we did streams on the Katie Joy lawsuit with Toddy Westbrook. Misinformation, that kind of bugs me. But I don't really go for the creator. I mean, that's their responsibility, right? Who am I to take on their responsibility? I'll just make sure the correct information gets out and try to stand behind the information I'm putting out. That's if it's in conflict with what somebody's doing. If it's not in conflict with what I'm doing, that it's annoying and it bothers me. But, I'm not going to intervene in any way. That's them. Like, you do you, boo. Like, I don't have time to fix everybody else's content. I got to worry about mine. And just getting the right information out there. I think people could do better, obviously. But I didn't sign up to be in the YouTube police. I heard the pay sucks and I don't want to be part of it. So I just, if it affects me, I'm going to go for it. If it affects me, I'm going to go for it. But if it doesn't, about something I'm doing, no. I just leave it be and move on. I mean, creators get bad reputations really fast putting out misinformation. There's only so many sorry or correction videos you can do before that becomes your content, So.
Okay. So I have been privy to seeing people. Okay. Creep show, Emily Artful. All right.
Oh.
I have been privy to. I literally watched one creator when the Creep Show art stuff was popping, and they literally said on their channel, "I'm only covering this because everyone else is." Oh, and they didn't know what they were covering.
You see that directly affected you, didn't it, Tyler?
Well, it affected me in the sense of they didn't know where to look because they didn't do research and they didn't know what videos to watch and they hadn't watched anything ahead of time. And it's like, oh my God. I have witnessed someone doing Creep Show, Emily Artful content. And again, they hadn't watched the video, they didn't know the story, and they had to be told by their chat what was going on. Yes. It just grinds my gears because I know how many videos I watched on that subject. because there was 10 million of them, and I feel like I watched all 10 million plus my own, so 10 million and one. And it's like, if you're going to react to a video, which I think reactions are fine, okay? I just did one with iNever, and but here's the difference. I told my audience, hey, listen, I didn't finish watching this whole thing. So like halfway through, they got a live reaction from me because I hadn't watched it yet, you know? And there was some stuff in there I didn't know. And I was like, what? You know, but I tell my audience, hey, I haven't watched this yet. We're going to react to this together. Or I haven't finished watching this, so just know there's going to be a point I hadn't watched it yet. But to cover a story like that and not know the basic information, it's not damaging to me because we're going to get the information from me. Okay. That's on the creator. I'm not going to tell the creator what to do. That's on them. You know, if they were a friend of mine, I would have went in the DMs going, what are you doing? But you know, it grinds my gears because I know how much time I put into that. And then to see somebody do it, I hate to say it like this, but do it half-ass. I was like, wow.
But when you do it better and you get the real information out there, hopefully it actually eventually will enhance your subscriber count and how people are looking at your channel. You know, it's like, because it's important to keep it all separate. The frustrating, I hear you, Xylie. The frustrating part is the information was all out there. They just didn't put the time or the effort into it.
Exactly.
It was all out there. It was totally available.
Oh my God. It was more than just the two creators. I've seen several people do it. And it's like, holy crap. Like, come on. It drove me nuts.
Yeah. But that's the belief behind your content. Yeah. I'm sorry.
For me, the problem, it's okay. I brought this up because, like I said, this is a growing trend across YouTube. And using the Emily article situation, now, I was on that live where Xylie was the only mod. So I was actually in the Emily article live premiere, what you want to call it. So I was there, and I've seen all the videos. So, if you do this story, it takes a certain level of care. And it's not a story to where you just jump onto your platform and just talk about it. Like and this happens with a lot of these stories that are on there. Because some of these stories have come out, like the whole Arcadian situation. I know Xylie's not touching that. She needs a break. Like the whole Anna Campbell situation. Like stories like that take a level of care and a level of research you have to do. Because when I saw that whole Emily article that created that Xylie, I'm like, I was appalled. Like, are you serious? Like, you can't do that. Like, no. This kind of quote content needs to stop.
Yeah, it's really funny. I think it's funny because when I see someone that doesn't know what they're talking about, they tend to never watch the videos. And when they don't watch the videos, they look like an absolute ignoramus, which I don't have a problem with, but yeah, at the same time, I don't get infuriated. I know some people may get infuriated that the person's spreading misinformation. To me, if you are a viewer and you are listening to someone that doesn't know, and you can tell, if you don't understand how you can't tell if a person knows what they're talking about, then there's no hope for you. Because you just like, there's a responsibility. And I think for both the viewer and the creator. Yeah, of course, the viewer 100% needs to do the research, but it's the viewer's job to not just take a person's information at face value. They should do their own research, and that's what we should be as creators encouraging, to go and find and seek the information rather than just taking someone's word for it.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
in my opinion, that situation, it's two things. First of all, it's disingenuous. You're obviously not interested in the topic if you don't care enough to actually research it so you know what you're talking about. And secondly, it's irresponsible because you can be putting out false information, and especially if it's about serious topics like court cases or accusations of people breaking laws or certain things, then you have a responsibility to be accurate with your information. And if you're not interested enough to even research it yourself and know what you're talking about before you talk about it, then obviously you're not really doing it because you're interested or care about the topic. You're doing it because everyone else is, and you want to get the clicks and views and likes and all that kind of stuff.
Right, but at the same time, it makes them less credible. And
Yeah.
chances are, when a situation pops off, they're not going to be coming to that creator for anything. So they're only, like I said, it's harmful to viewers for sure, but it's also harmful to them, because that type of mindset of not wanting to do your due diligence or research hurts you and your bag. Especially if you're making money off this platform, you killing yourself. Well, not even trying to say it like, but you I mean, as you know, creator wise, you're kind of destroying your own career, and you don't want to do that, because your word is all you got, and your reputation's all that you got. And once you lose that, you're basically put into the same status as Shannon or someone worse.
Right.
It's true.
I'm going to agree with Skip on this one, because Skip says, there are situations where false narratives info muddles your research and the truth is buried in lore. It's harder to find. I can understand how it might happen. A creator accidentally spreads misinfo.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I will agree with that, but I think what I'm talking about here is basically pure laziness. Sorry to put it that way. It is what it is. It's when the creator is lazy, it does absolutely nothing.
And Skip, that's important too, is like how that person that it accidentally happens to handles it afterwards when it's discovered. That's really important, and that would save their reputation and their word. It's in creator accountability, because I agree, that does happen. It's happened to me that you repeat something that wasn't actually absolutely true, and you gotta step up and own it. And when you get the additional information, give it out there. It can go a long way. But you're right, Jamal. Some people just don't address it at all and just don't care what they're putting out there. And streaming is more important, the time slot, than the information. That's kind of sad to watch. And I don't watch it. That's the point. Like, those are the creators that people will eventually not watch.
Yeah. Clicks and views is
Yeah.
bad.
Well, yeah,
It's
and
bad.
people
It's
are
about the clicks and
covering like
views.
Oop.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Jamal.
I was
just going to say, it's a different...
Okay, straws. Wait. Okay, wait.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Wait, what's going on?
That's why. There's a lag somewhere. I think it might be on my end because I'm on my phone, unfortunately. So, Stina, you go ahead and just tell me when you're done. That might be easiest.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a lag too because I'm on my phone, so we're probably on a double lag. So I was just gonna say, it's different when you're like covering a developing story and stuff changes. Stuff can come out, stuff can be covered. You could think something's correct when it's not. And so that's different if you're willing to like take responsibility and correct yourself than just being lazy and not knowing what you're talking about and just covering it on one of your live streams that you do that day and then never circling back and addressing it again.
I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference in misinformation and being lazy about it. It, like what Skip said was 100% true. Because there are some old stories that the truth really does lie within the lore, and you have to literally shift through the muck to get to the truth of the situation. But when it's a video that just dropped and you didn't even take the time to watch the video first, in the sense of, hey, I'm going to cover us like I know what's going on, and you're not doing, hey, we're going to do a live reaction where we're going to react to this together or something like that. That's something totally different. Yeah, I'm talking more like the laziness with it. And I see that going on a lot of different channels on YouTube, a lot.
Constantly. It never ends and it never will.
It's really hard when that kind of creator is lazy, and they're also magnanimous, like people believe them just because of how they present it. That's a bit frustrating, I know, for all of us if we're putting in the work to get the facts out or the information out, and then somebody just comes along and blah blah blah, and they're just like so well liked or whatever, and everybody's like, oh yeah, and then they're spreading that misinformation. Like
Well, you
crazy.
gotta
You know?
understand that that's what I was saying before, that there has to be a level of responsibility from both the viewer and the creator.
Right.
Because if the viewer, and like I said, I'm not trying to blame it all on the viewer for sure. Like, but at the same time, because you can't view if it was never uploaded, right? But at the same time, if a viewer knows the situation and they don't correct it, that's bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, I just like the creator. You know, he made a mistake. What if you're just sitting there making excuses? That's not good. If you're talking about a situation like that, like I said, you shouldn't make an excuse for a person just because you like them.
Right. But I can see like wanting to give them a second chance or continuing to watch their content.
Different.
But definitely address it, because, as a creator, we can't get better without constructive criticism, right? That's a growth tool. It's a growth tool of life. It's definitely works on YouTube too, right? If we don't hear response to what we're putting out there in some way, positive or negative, we get stale. We stay put, and that's never good for anybody, especially out here. What do they call them? The YouTube streets. Like if you stay still, you're gonna wither and fade away. You got to continue growing, and it's a valuable tool. So if you put misinformation out, address it. Listen to people about it. But it is. I agree with you, Jamal. I believe the question was based just on the fact of how frustrating it is when some creators just don't give a damn of the quality of the product that they're putting out there. And I understand it. And if you're asking how we deal with it, we don't. Because now if they want to be that way, I don't care. I don't watch them. I don't support them. I don't promote them. Everybody can do what they want, but it's just not my cup of tea. And I'd rather do better. I might use them as an example of whatnot. If I ever do a video on do this, don't do that, they might have a guest spot, maybe, if I care enough.
Nice. I do. Are we all good? I want to move on to the next question, which is a good one.
Yeah.
This should be a fun one.
Is it even harder? Are we at the?
I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna break this. This is a little bit more fun. So just to give us a quick break. So, like as creators, we watch other channels. Like, what draws you as a creator to another creator's channel? Like, what do you look for in a creator?
Oh, I love this question.
Oh, that's a good one.
I just got goosebumps. Oh, Jamal, I got goosebumps. I love this question.
Good one.
Okay, go, Jackie, go.
Go.
How they engage with their video, like their subscribers, even if it's a video format. How their personality is. You can like. Chosen said, you can tell when they've done the research, just how knowledgeable they are and informed they are, and just how they put it out there in a respectable light. That's what I see. That's what I love in another creator, is just how well informed, respectful they are, and how they engage with like their personality and their sense of humor, because I like to laugh. So
it's good. So
your turn.
My turn. So for me, it's like, as Jackie said, it's all personality. So if I can get along with a creator, or I find a creator funny and engaging and energetic, then I like that creator. So I'm trying to think like of a creator that I really like. I suppose like Emily DeBaker is a great example, because she gives off a very relatable personality, and she's very funny. Even though that she gives like a lot of facts, and she breaks down the law, she does it in a very relatable and funny way. So I like the personality of a creator. Claire's turn.
Okay. Okay.
Breathe, Claire, breathe.
I know, right? I am so excited about this because this is like, and I'm sorry because it's like bear soapbox times here because this is my thing. This is just like life to me. Like it comes to creative arts, and if you have a channel on YouTube, you're a creator, and that means you're creative. Okay, all of them, even what we consider the, ones we don't like, whatever categories we don't like. Here's the thing. When I hear music, I want to move. Okay. When I read poetry, I want to cry. Okay. When I see a movie, I want to think. I want to get involved. I want to be there. I mean, you need to affect me. I need to laugh. I need to cry. I need to think. You need to provoke me, or I'm not wasting my time on you. My time's valuable. Put out your best shit. Move me. Like, make that. When I put out my content, it's funny. I try for it to really be funny. When it's serious, I try to get the serious part out there. I want to affect people, have communication, that whole thing. And other channels that I go and watch, if I'm watching it as a creator, you need to get to me, and I'm not that hard to get to. I like a lot of stuff. I'm all over the place. But the same thing with life, I'm not going to watch a 3-hour movie. It's boring as shit, I'm going to fall asleep. I might be there for the popcorn only. And when the popcorn's done, so are you, because if you're not entertaining me, why bother? That's the thing. I want the goosebumps. I want the tears, the laughter, the thing. Like, that's life, right? And that's it on YouTube too. If you're not putting everything out there that way to reach them, to make them feel something, Xylie's chat is a good time. Going over to one of those streams, you can't help but get affected by the whole way she presents it as a creator out there. It's a topic about somebody doing some messed up thing, right? Which I normally don't care about. But you know what? I care about it over there because she makes me want to laugh at it or have an opinion about what they're doing. She presents it in such a forward, personable way that I get involved. And that's the part of it. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I watch Stina because of the way she does it. She makes it completely relatable to me as every average person just wanting to wear makeup and not some movie star or some glamour queen. Just average. She makes me feel acceptable to try things, new things. She makes it relatable, and the same with all your other channels. Jamal just talking about the hot messes of the housewives. I was down for that for so long. And it was just like watching how not to do stuff if I was rich, like if that would ever happen. But the point is that they reach you in some way. You got to put it out there in a real, genuine way. And on the channels that I mentioned, that's what I'm talking about. That real, genuine feeling that you get, that people get involved and they want to feel it and they do it. Like it's got to be bigger than life in some way. It's got to be all you. And if you put it out there and it's all you, then you can't help but reach them. But that's what I look for. And if I didn't mention your channel, it's not because I don't like your content or anything. It's because I don't have a perfect example in my mind to sell you up. Because I like a lot of channels. I'm all over the place. I'm on every continent and every genre. And as long as you're making me react and getting me involved and making me do something, cry, laugh, think, I'm there. And be honest about it. That's it. Soapbox done. Bear out.
For excuse me, for the channels that I do like, that I watch, and it's funny because a lot of people that live stream, I have to catch them on the replay because I actually spend too much time watching people I don't like. But with the channels that I do like, it definitely has to be personality, because I can watch a gaming stream of someone and I hate the game. I would never play the game, but their personality makes me want to watch it because I'm there for them. Yeah, with the channels that I like, it's them. They have to be able to draw me in. And I barely get a chance to even watch them anymore because I'm too busy watching the other ones. But when they're doing 6-hour live streams, it's kind of rough. But yeah, it's definitely personality with men. Because I remember when I was on Mixer, one of my good friends, he was a streamer on Mixer, and he asked the audience, do we like this game? And I think he was playing like FIFA or something. And I'm like, ew, no, I hate this game. He's like, what are you here for? I said, I'm here for you, dude. I'm definitely not here for this game. Thank you very much. It's got to be the person. I don't care if it's makeup, gaming. I mean, honestly, there's this one guy that I've been watching that all he does is shave cow hoofs. Mm-hmm. But his personality is so awesome. I will sit there and watch him fix these cows' feet. And it's amazing to me.
See, because he reached you, right?
Yeah,
he reached you on a level. That's it.
He has an awesome personality, and the way he talks, and I love it. I am enamored with it. His content and Korean street food is what I fall asleep to almost every night.
Oh, Korean street food! Oh my god!
Right?
Where? Send me a link, girl.
Oh man. Oh, Skip! Don't be laughing at me. I see that.
No, I watch a guy that he does tarantula videos. Like he collects tarantulas. I hate spiders. I'm afraid of spiders. But I like his personality. I like how he's engaged and he talks about them. And some of them are interesting looking. They're colorful. So
that's how the guy is with the cow feet. He remembers, like he'll go and like he'll fix this one cow foot and they have this ulcer on it or whatever, and he patches them up and puts a little fake cow hoof on them so they don't have to step on it. And then he goes back like 2 weeks later and he's like, okay, cow number 471. I saw her like a couple weeks ago. Let's see how she's doing now. And I am totally in it. I'm like, oh, poor cow 471. Oh, poor baby. I'm enthralled.
And it's not gross to you, right? Because I'm really going to gross you out. Now, one of my favorite things to watch was Auditory's Associates when they do the impacted wax removals with it. Like he gets in there and you can actually see it, and it's so satisfying.
Oh, with the tube? When he's
with the tube. Yes. And it is the guy Barber. His name is Barber, and I love him. He's got a great voice, and he's personable, and he talks you through it, and he's so calm. And I've been watching him for years. I just love him. I love his English accent, and I'll send you a link. It is a little weird, I admit it, but it is. He just draws me right in and just sucking that wax out of there.
Sounds interesting.
Okay, cool. But you can watch weird things because you get engaged. It's the personality. You get engaged. You get engaged with it. That's what I mean. You feel something. I feel great satisfaction when he pops all that stuff out of there and he's showing you all that. And then he measures it. He measures all the stuff and he shows you like how much he did. It's like it's great.
Okay, Stina, you're good. Your turn now, Stina. We're done talking about cows and spiders and earwax.
It's okay. First off, Claire, thank you so much for the compliment about my channel. I really appreciate it.
I do love it. I really do. I do.
Thank you. But yeah, for me, I agree. It's definitely personality. I have to be like drawn to the person. I mean, sometimes if I'm really interested in a topic, I'll watch other channels and maybe not necessarily be as drawn to the creator. So I will watch, some things for topical things, but mostly for me, it's personality. And if I, feel some kind of connection with that creator's vibe and energy, it doesn't really matter what they're talking about. I'll still watch. So I definitely go with the whole personality vibe for me.
Mm-hmm.
Am I good?
Skip.
I think we traumatized Skip. I'm just saying.
Oh, sorry. Oh, then I'm so glad I didn't talk about the port of wine instructions when you got that really old stuff in there and they pull that stuff out. That's sorry, not sorry, Skip. Sorry. Oh, yeah.
But what I of course I sorry, man. I enjoy. Appreciate you. I enjoy if a person's, of course, the personality is important, but personality ain't nothing without the passion behind it. That's the first thing that I look for is, are you interested in the topic that I'm watching? Do you talk about it as if this is something that you are very knowledgeable about? And, if it just depends on the genre. Like if it's for comedy, if you're being comedic in nature, and let's just say you're talking about like a fight and you're analyzing the fight and you're just going crazy, like breaking down like every moment, the face that the person makes when they get hit and stuff like that, their reaction, all that kind of culminates into, the passion part of it, because you're taking time to break down each individual component. And it may look simple on the outside, but it really does, leave an impact on the person, to know that, hey, this person is going through all this mess, breaking down something in a funny way. And, it could be like a 5-6 minute video and I wouldn't care. And if I'm looking at it and say, oh, I enjoyed that and I see more, I'm just going to turn around and just marathon those videos. So if you are able to get me to do that, you're good.
So for me, what draws me in is personality, yes, but for longer form content, like I've been drifting to creators who do those really elaborate videos with the editing, and I'm so impressed with people who can actually do that. So I'm drawn to people who can do things that I can't do. And one of my favorite creators who I've been watching is The Right Opinion. His videos are so good, and he's funny too. Like he cracked me up. I had a friend watch one. He's like, I didn't get why you thought this was funny. I'm like, never mind. It's just my humor. I get his humor. So it's like him, Primic, and Cordwood. Those are my three favorite commentary. And then sometimes I'll wander into the art commentary community and watch like Amia, and then this other young lady, her name is Kalimara. I like her as well. So I'm like kind of all over the place, but I generally stick to commentary because I like hearing other people's opinions on things. Because I think that's what we need more conversation, more people speaking on saying what they have to say, whether it's popular or not. So that's where I hang out. Are we good to move on to one last question?
Sure.
More. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So this might be a little tricky. So we do this series every week. We come together from different parts of YouTube or different parts of commentary, and we're able to have these sometimes difficult conversations. Why do you think more creators aren't doing this? Why do you think they'd rather fight than actually come together for something positive?
That's a good question. Well, drama sells. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I love doing this.
Me too.
I would do this with anybody. I think maybe some creators sometimes like being by themselves, and then some creators maybe don't know how to do another panel or video with another creator. Maybe they just they don't know how to do that or how to go forward to try to do it. Or maybe they're just not a people person. That's a really good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I think people. I mean, I love the idea of this series, and like I love interacting with people. And like Jackie said, like I think a lot of people who do YouTube, maybe they're not people. That sounded weird in my head.
People person.
You what?
People persons.
That again sounds weird. It just sounds weird. It sounds weird in my head. So, and I think like there's a lot of a lot of people have different personalities, so a lot of personalities can conflict with each other. So like we're quite lucky in the sense of we're quite mellow and quite chill in our personalities. I think from what I've seen and what I've gathered, so that it works well for us all. But I've seen a lot of people on YouTube who aren't quite like that, and a lot of conflicting opinions and a lot of conflicting personalities can cause issues when people collab with each other. Would be my answer to that. Claire, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. I have to take a deep breath on this one. I have opinions. I've been watching YouTube for a long time, way longer than I've had a channel. I've only started the channel like this year during the pandemic.
And you've done an amazing job.
Well, thank you for that. Wasn't fishing, but I'll take it because it feels good. It always feels good to get a compliment. So thank you very much. Here's the thing. Reality is, as you get larger, YouTube is a really hard place. It's competition. It is not wanting to collab with people because of what might happen. I'm the opposite. I'm small. I'll collab with everybody. I'm into the communication and into the learning about the other channels, learning about other people's points of views. That doesn't mean that some of the larger ones aren't, or that other channels aren't doing that. It's just my style. So to me, the competition doesn't really play part of it. But I see as it gets bigger, it really is all about, being an island, because it's the competition. It's like, who's going to take what from me, or this and that. And it's heartbreaking because I see collabs break down. I see co-channel stuff break apart. I see, everything, because, as you get bigger, it gets more important to keep it going, to keep it that large. You get a little taste of, perhaps the money coming in from ads and, everything. And it becomes a different kind of cycle than the current one that I'm in. So I don't really mean to sound judgmental, even though in a way I am being a little judgmental about it. I don't ever want to be that in that kind of a competition mode. I want to have fun and put out the best content that I can, and I see the competition sometimes does bring out a more bitter, darker side of YouTube that on all levels we're all uncomfortable dealing with. People, as a creator, wondering why you're in this one's chat or that one's chat or whatever. Like, could it just be I like the content? Like, could it just be like I chat with some of the people that are here? The assumptions, the darkness, the pettiness. There's the word I'm trying to say. Petty. That's why they won't talk to each other, Jamal, because they're petty. There. And it's competition, and they don't want to do it. And they'll get more subs and views doing it this way out in public. They might get more bang for their buck, since they really don't want to work it out to begin with. There, I said it. That's my opinion. Only the opinion of a bear. It's not based on fact. It is just opinion and speculation. Clearly noted. Thank you.
As the proverbial C student in here, what was the question?
I hope I answered the right question.
Like, why? Okay, so Xylie, we all come together every week and do this series. It's very popular. So popular that people want this to actually be a weekly show. Why do you think more YouTubers focus more on fighting with each other versus coming together and doing more panels like this and having these discussions?
Drama sells. I mean, honestly, let's be for real for a second. How many people in this chat and on this panel love to see a good dumpster fire?
Oh, it is fun to watch. Yeah.
It is.
I'm not gonna
That's why I
lie.
watch The Real Housewives.
I mean,
Right.
just saying, who loves to see a good dumpster fire? Now, granted, I pull out when it's the dumpster fire is turning to coals and they're keeping it going for no reason. But the initial dumpster fire, it's amazing. Drama sells. That's why people.
It
That's
is.
why
Mhm.
people fight. I mean, y'all would people would
Easy.
laugh. People would laugh when they realize that how many YouTube fights are actually made up between the two people who are beefing, and I do that in air quotes because it sells. That's why people like to beef. It sells.
It's easy, profitable content.
Yes, absolutely. That's why they do it. And now collabs, I mean, sometimes those little fakery fights, they end up in a collab. They end up on a panel yelling at each other or talking back their points. Well, who wouldn't go see that after they've been fighting for months?
Right.
It's drama sells. I mean, I'm in the drama business. You know, it sells. That's why people do it. You know, and if they do it the right way, it's enjoyable for the audience. It's just when it starts to get twisted and super personal and super petty, that's when it gets old. But I mean, if it's a good one, it's a good one.
No, I definitely can see that because I'm not going to lie. Like, I've been following a couple things as all you know. Stuff is hilarious to me. I'm like, y'all are a hot mess. But I just wonder, particularly for the smaller YouTubers, maybe I should preface smaller. Like, people, like, you're only hurting yourself. And that's why I'm just so amazed. Like, you're like, months later, you're still talking about the same thing. Like, oh, this is so terrible. And it's not doing anything for you.
Yeah, when I was talking about people faking fights, Kirsten, I wasn't talking about smaller ones. I don't know what the smaller. I'm talking about bigger YouTubers when I say that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, when I go with their stuff, I will say this. You're right, but when their stuff goes left, it goes left and completely off the rails. And I'd be like, whoa. I'm just like, I should be with them. It's like, I should not be watching this and being entertained, but I'm entertained, so I'm just thinking to watch this. So I agree with you, drama sells.
Yep. But like I said before, though, it gets to a certain point now when it gets to start to get overboard and it starts to get gross and super personal and petty. I have an expiration date on how much drama I will watch between two people or three or four. So somebody's baby's happy.
Something to say.
No, that's my dog getting all excited because somebody came home and they want to see them. It's that's Murphy just announcing himself like a little rude boy. Sorry, guys.
I'm surprised my cat hasn't come in here and talked.
Stina, what are your thoughts?
So I think it's a couple of different things. First of all, Xylie's right, drama sells. But when it comes to smaller creators, I think it's arguments like beefs or whatever and conflicts that people have. They tend to be more personal. They tend to take them more personally. And I think everyone has a different personality when it comes to conflict resolution. So some people are going to be down to talk about it or collab, discuss your different opinions in a civil way. And then some people are just going to want to battle it out. And that's probably how they handle things in life. So you're not really going to change how they're doing it online, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense.
It does.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. With the smaller YouTubers, and now I'm going to put this out here. This is why I completely agree with Xylie's 10K rule, because as she said, the reason, like, you know, when you're fighting amongst each other, everything becomes that much more personal. Like, you can just see it within certain communities where all the smaller YouTubers are fighting. It just gets so personal. Like, and like, for example, the crime community, like, they call CPS on each other. Like, it's like the thing to do. Oh my God, are you serious? Like, literally, they call CPS on each other. I'm like, see, no.
It's insane.
Like, they call the police on each other. They SWAT each other. Like, one lady talking about she she's had CPS calling her like 6 times. I'm like, you know what? No. Yeah, no. And these are smaller creators.
That's
No.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
Ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah, you don't go real life. That's crazy.
Yeah, just no. You don't go real life at all.
No.
Yeah, because that has big
That-
consequences. People can lose their jobs over stuff like that and all sorts of things just because they had a beef on the internet. It's ridiculous.
It
That's
sure
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
is.
exactly.
People take things too far.
Way too far. It's YouTube. Like I just rather come on YouTube for my entertainment. A good dumpster fire, like Xylie said, it's always good. Like after last night, like we get a good getting season. We need a getting or some kind of gate. We need something because it's been kind of dry in these streets.
Well, I don't know. I think Creepshow. I'm telling you, and I'm making this prediction. I think Shane Dawson's coming back by Halloween.
Yep.
I really
agree.
do, and I think it's going to be by Halloween. And as far as like Creepshow was a huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as Geddons go, that's more beauty community.
Yeah, that's true.
The beauty community isn't like how the beauty community has literally COVID made them reform and made them change because people are not out there buying palettes like they used to.
True.
And it's not 2000, I would say late 2019, especially 2020, the beauty community, they had to change up things. And so I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure one day we'll get another Geddon, but I don't think it's going to be on time like it has been every year because I think they've changed up so much. As far as a gate goes, which is more commentary, I don't know, man. Creepshow, she did a huge one this year. So we may get one by the end of the year. I don't know. It all depends on what happens during certain things. We'll
yeah.
see.
I mean, it's possible.
And Kirsten said too, they make fake dramas up. Yes, they do.
They do.
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah, the big ones.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple
they
of
do.
them got caught. Well, one of them, 2 people got caught in 2000. No, actually, 2 sets of people got caught in 2019 doing that.
And isn't that a big PR thing too? Like your PR companies will come to you when you're big like that and give and say it's time to like throw something out controversial, so we get some more views, like you get some more traffic.
They may. I don't
Celebrities
know.
have been doing that forever. Celebrities have been doing that forever. Like half the relationships that people, see aren't real. Little conflicts and stuff, and then even like the shows like that Jamal covers, like the Housewives and stuff, half of those battles are actually just part of a storyline. They're not actual fights. So it just spills over into YouTube. It's just another form of entertainment. It's been going on in Hollywood forever. Now why not have it go here?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Different,
More
just
content.
different medium.
Yeah.
Very good point. So we are actually at the 2 hour and 8 minute mark. So are we good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, they were tough ones today, Jamal.
They
Thank you.
were.
But you gave me goosebumps, so I'm leaving really
Tricky
happy.
question.
That was good. Yeah.
They're great questions.
They
Yeah.
were.
I mean,
Wait, what is it
about,
on
like,
next
having
week? Is
real
it on
competition.
content next week?
Yes.
I
I
think
have
it's
it on this
content.
week.
I think we're going to cover actually the different genres of YouTube. And I'm kind of excited about that one because we're going to touch on how different genres handle their conflicts. Because each genre and sector handles, the
Dear
conflicts
God.
a little bit different. Oh, yes.
Oh.
We're going to talk about it.
Interesting.
Do we know where? Is the schedule still the schedule, Jamal? Or we talk about that later, I guess.
The schedule's still the schedule, but I will confirm with the creator just to make sure she still wants to do it. And we'll
Cool.
go from there.
Awesome. I love doing these.
So
Yeah,
do
so much
I.
fun.
Fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
It
And
has.
thank you all for coming and watching us. And we will let you know when next week we'll be doing our next Why YouTube series. All of the rest of the episodes are in the description, along with everybody that's been on the Why YouTube series. all of their links are also in the description. So go check them out. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you for hosting,
Bye.
Jackie.
Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Thanks,
not a
Jackie.
problem.
Thank you for hosting, Jackie. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.